Ladies and gentlemen, backstage, Luke Loins opening the show. He says, Lord Lore, I won your little match last week, and despite you bringing along a whole party to try and take me out, I'm still breathing, so now it's my move. I'm cashing in that title shot tonight on show 25. See you in the main event. What the hell? Luke Loins is cashing it in tonight?
Everyone around me, no one seems to care. I'm just so far gone and nothing's gonna change. I'll never be the same. It's always do this, do that, everything they want to. I don't wanna live that way. Every chance they get, they're always pushing me away.
Ladies and gentlemen, no rest for the wicked. We're backstage. The owner says, Nightmare, get the hell in my office now. What was that funny business about last week? Working with Junction, assisting Luke Loins? I want answers. The CWO has had enough shit over the last few months. Those guys are our enemies just as much as Tommy T. Thomas. What the hell's going on? And Nightmare says, wait 1 second before you jump down my throat, owner. I think you need to open your eyes. This has become a bigger battle than CWO versus Tommy T. Thomas. I know Tommy T. Thomas better than anyone else around here, and I've been watching him. I know what he's doing. Did you see him trying to take the Hardcore Hate Crew under his wing last week? All these old school guys are now showing up. Last week alone we saw Crow, Static, and Insano. He's trying to take the XWF apart, brick by brick, so he can rebuild it himself. So I took it into my own hands to decide who's really our friends and who's really our enemies. I don't know whose side I'm on in this argument, I really don't. And the owner says, you don't have that power, Nightmare. It's not your choice. Why didn't you come to me first? Why didn't you talk to me about it first? And Nightmare says, well, I didn't have time. I saw Lore, Crow, and Damage flock to the ring. The first guy I saw backstage was Junction, so I said to him, we need to go and help Luke Loins. I don't know what to think about this. And the owner says, damn it, Nightmare, you're the strongest link we have in the CWO. Don't lose your frickin' head. And Nightmare says, owner, shut your fucking mouth for a second and read between the lines. This is getting heated. Tommy T. Thomas is a bigger threat than you realize, and if we don't act soon, the XWF might not even exist anymore. You know, I don't know if he's got a point, and the owner says, God damn it, Nightmare, just get out of my office, get out of here right now. My God, that is a heated exchange there from the owner and Nightmare. Don't really know what to think about that. Like I said, I don't know whose side I am. But, whatever, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start on a nice note. Welcome to the 25th show of XWF Shockwave. It's a big one. You know, I can't believe it's been 25 shows already. I mean, whoa, we're kicking straight on now with Hort making his way down to the ring. A little message there on screen for you, just to say, you know, thank you to everyone that supported and contributed, watched the product, you know, commented, liked, subscribed, worked on something, submitted a wrestler for Cut Your Teeth, whatever. You guys have helped me out. You guys have helped the XWF out, so cheers to you guys for that. But let's move straight on to this first match here. Hort making his way down to the ring. Opening match for 25. I can't believe it's 25, you know. That's just crazy to me. But, I loved every minute of it. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I did get chokeslammed through a table by Big D. I don't care. It was worth it. You know, maybe I pile drive at Angus like a little bitch. You know, sometimes things work in your favor and sometimes they don't. Now let's focus on this match. So basically what happened was an XWA guy, what Nightmare was talking about earlier, this guy called Static, one of Tommy T. Thomas's henchmen, who's making his entrance now. This guy, for no reason, came in the ring and hit Falcon in the back of the head with a steel frickin' chair and gave him a concussion. Now that concussion resulted in the Birds of Prey having to give up their chance to get the #1 contendership for the tag division titles. Now obviously Horky wasn't happy about it. Backstage, Hork said, look, to be honest, Falcon's my tag team partner. If he can't do the match, he can't do the match. And that's it. So they submitted it. They gave their opportunity away. But it was this guy's fault. Static's fault. It was his freaking fault. So what Hork did, like any true man, he said, fine, we can't do that tag match. I don't care. I want a one-on-one with that guy who's responsible for Falcon's concussion. And that's how this match came apart. So, opening the show tonight, we've got one of Tommy T. Thomas's men, that guy in the ring, freaking Static, versus one of the greatest tag division wrestlers in the XWF in the form of Hork. Let's get the show on the road. Static going in with some heavy offense here and a dropkick right in the chest of Hork as he crumbles to the mat. And now Static lining him up, a basement dropkick right on the side of the head. Rolling Hork over, vicious power. Irish whips him into the corner, follows up with a clothesline. You know, not a great start from Hork, but the fans are chanting for the Birds of Prey. I think Hork can catch that momentum and maybe turn this match back in his favor. But for now, Static is all over him. He doesn't seem to have any ring rust. Bearing in mind, I haven't seen Static in the ring since, you know, maybe 2008. That was the last time I saw him back on XWF TV. You know, one-time Classic Cup champion. He was also in the original CWO, along with Nightmare and Damage, when they were in the XWA. But Hork, he tried to go for some offense there, but Static just turned it into a float-over neck breaker. You know, you can see some of the fans are looking worried for Hork. He made this challenge, and Static is all over him with a beautiful backdrop there. Hork getting up to his feet, you know, you can see he's got the desperation, the drive, and a massive forearm smash there from Static, and another forearm smash. Hork just getting up to his feet, and a third forearm smash. Hork's down on the floor. Static for the cover, that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. No, a kick out just before the 3 by Hork. He's in this match to, you know, avenge Falcon. Look at the strength in Static! My God, you know, I knew he was agile, I knew he was strong, but that was a powerhouse move. That's 2, and a kick out on 2 by Hork. You know, Hork just looked very weak early on. Oh, now we're talking. He gets a knee to the chest, just throwing some punches. Very strong, a 4th punch there. What is this? He grabs Static, turns him around into a neck breaker, and drops him down on the mat. This is definitely Hork getting onto the momentum of the fans, trying to turn this in his favor. A massive clothesline in the corner there. Static collapsed to the mat. And now Hork, using an Irish whip maneuver, throws Static into the other corner opposite and just hits another clothesline with great power. And he's picking Static up again. You know, Hork has got to use his strength if he's going to cause damage here. Goes for a 3rd clothesline. Static moves out the way. Oh my God, a massive enziguri from Static. That was a vicious move. He gets the leg hook. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. No, Hork kicks out just before the 3. Somehow finding a way to break out of that enziguri, which Static hit with great precision. But Static just using vicious elbows to the back of the head here. This is not looking good. Hork fighting back with a knee to the stomach. Loads of visceral punches. Look at this, punching Static into the corner. Knife edge chops. What is Hork gonna do? He grabs him by the arm, pulls back, and just clotheslines his head off his freaking neck. Beautiful move from Hork. You know, he was stalking Static then as he got to his feet, and look at this from Hork. Spinning backdrop with great power. Could this be over? Hork for the cover. That's 1. That's 2. Then a kick out there just before the 3 by Static. It's not enough. Hork runs in. Irish whips Static into the corner again. Hork is definitely trying to shut him down with a knife edge chop there. A kick to the stomach. Static collapses down. Oh my God, a massive knee to the neck there by Hork, and dropping a heavy elbow onto the kidneys. And a second one. Hork really trying to take control of the momentum in this match now, using a side headlock. He slips under Static's arm. Look at that. Spinning backdrop again. Crushing power. Hork is definitely taking control of this match here. He Irish whips Static off the rope. Goes for a jump. Oh, Static, a jumping neck breaker drop there. Out of nowhere. Picks Hork up to his... Oh, no, no, no. Static's special maneuver. The Static shock, and he hits it. Oh, my God. Out of nowhere. Still pretty early in this match, but he nailed it. And that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Static defeats Hork here tonight on show 25. Personally, not the best way to open the show. I was really hoping Hork could avenge Falcon. But, you know, Static, he's a veteran in this industry, and tonight he outsmarted Hork. You know, he caught that neckbreaker drop out of nowhere. and nailed the static shock, his patented special maneuver, and that was the end of the match. But we're backstage now with Luke, Loins, and Junction. Loins says, Junction, I just wanted to say thanks for the save last show. Lord Lore couldn't accept it when I beat Crow, because he knew that I'd be after him next. So instead, he had to organize an attack on me. But thanks to you and Nightmare, well, I'm fine. I'm not sure of Nightmare's motivations, but I wanted to thank you anyway. And Junction says, no problem, man. We good guys need to look out for each other. Luke Loin says, no doubt about that, man. I have your back if you need me. And Junction says, well, it's funny you should say that, man, because Tommy T. Thomas has booked me in a tag team match tonight, and I need to find a partner. Now, I was going to ask you, but obviously you've cashed in your #1 contendership tonight. And Luke Loin says, I'm sorry, man, I didn't realize you were going to ask me that. And Junction says, don't worry. You win that world title tonight, and I'll find myself a partner. And now we're backstage here with the Poker Kings and Bruiser. These guys are supposed to be fighting each other tonight. They're playing frickin' poker. And drinking frickin' beer. This is not the sort of thing you want to be doing before having a match to decide the #1 contenderships for the tag team titles, or at least get you closer to it. And Dominic Spade says, Bruiser, we win. And Bruiser says, damn it, you beat me. And Curtis Club says, no hard feelings, Bruiser. You don't beat the Poker Kings at poker, mate. And Bruiser says, maybe I don't, but I beat you both in a fight. Classic Bruiser there, resorting to talking about who would win in a fight. And Curtis Club says, well, we'll see about that tonight, won't we? They have got a match tonight. And Bruiser says, I ain't talking about a wrestling match, bruv. I'm talking about a one-on-one fist fight. And Curtis Club says, alright, well, let's make our match tonight a fist fight, and I'll kick your ass just like we did at Cards. And Bruiser says, one-on-one, fists only. And Curtis Club says, done. What? That's the most randomest thing I've ever heard. They've had too much beer. But tonight, this match for the tag singles tournament will be a fist fight. You can only use your fists, and it's the first man to get a pinfall. We're also going to have Mike Jacobs speak out regarding the Internet Championship. I'm looking forward to hearing what he's got to say. And we're also going to see Junction and a tag team partner that he needs to find go against Damage and Crow, a match made by Tommy T. Thomas behind the scenes. And then our main event tonight, Luke Loins cashes in his #1 contendership to take on Lord Lore for the World Championship. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on to the next match here. This is the fist fight match that they just decided about backstage whilst playing poker and drinking beer. Personally, I wouldn't put such a random stipulation on such an important match. The winner of this match, their tag team partner, gets to face Grebel next week. And if they beat the Grebel, then they get to go against the Hardcore Hate Crew at our next pay-per-view, Warpath. Now, obviously, if the Grebel wins that match, then T-Unit get to go to Warpath to face the Hardcore Hate Crew. But let's be honest, T-Unit aren't gonna freaking win. They didn't even win to get through the first round. They got lucky because the Birds of Prey gave them the position because Static gave Falcon a concussion for no freaking reason. And now we got Bruiser making his way down to the ring. I'm still a little bit shocked that episode 25, we're having a fist fight. Fist fight. I don't know what these guys were thinking, but, let's not dwell on it. I'm actually interested to see how this goes, I thought it was a terrible idea, but the more I think about it, the more I'm partial to it. A fist fight match. The first ever fist fight match we've ever had in the XWF. In fact, if I'm honest with you, I think it's probably the first ever fist fight match there's ever been in wrestling history, because it's such a stupid idea. But I am looking forward to it. Welcome to XWF 25. We got a freaking fist fight. Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bruiser versus Curtis Clubs. A lot on the line here. Let's see how this match goes. So the ref understands the rules, and he rings the bell. Fists only, guys. Curtis Clubs going in with heavy hands. Bruiser blocks now, just throwing, look at these boxing jabs from Bruiser. He goes for a clothesline sort of punch, haymaker style, and Curtis Clubs just fighting back with these overhand. They're both very undisciplined in their fighting. Look at this, look at these boxing hooks from Bruiser, really catching the jaw of Curtis Clubs, roping him. Oh my god, he punches him over the ropes. Curtis Clubs collapses to the outside. Bruiser is taunting here. Curtis Clubs doesn't look happy. He gets back in the ring. Look at these throwing overhead punches, clipping Bruiser. Going for a punch. Bruiser blocks it, throws a left hand there. Oh my god, a massive uppercut. Curtis Clubs off his feet. Bruiser is torn into the crowd. I mean, I don't think Curtis Clubs knows where he is. He's turning around. Massive right hook there from Bruiser out of nowhere. Unbelievably caught him on the chin. I don't think Curtis Clubs is breathing. He rolls him over. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. And that's it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's your frickin' fist fight on XWF 25. Great match. Something different. You know, why not? So Bruiser goes through. So what the hell? Static just ran in from the crowd. He just cracked Bruiser in the back of the head with a steel chair. Now he's just leaving. What the hell was the point of that? I don't understand, man. Static, you need to get your ass out of here. You've already had a frickin' match. Look at that replay. Just sledges him in the back of the head with that chair. Bruiser collapses to the mat. He didn't expect it. He didn't see it coming. And Static frickin' leaves. Not happy about that one bit. But either way, next show, we're going to see Skinner versus the Rebel, and the winner's team will face the Hardcore Hate Crew at Warpath for the Tag Division Championships. Rebel's in deep shit. Deep shit. Wait a minute, Junction going backstage, and he says, Upson, there you are. He goes and finds Tobias Upson. And Junction says, dude, I've got a favor to ask of you. What's this about? Maybe the tag team match? And Upson says, sure, man, fire away. What's your problem? And Junction says, okay, well, I don't know if you have seen, but Tommy T. Thomas has put me in a tag team match tonight. I'm up against my brother Damage and that XWA guy Crow. Now, I need to find a tag team partner. And Tobias Upson says, are you asking me to tag with you? And Junction says, if you would, man, I think we'd make a good team. You know, I don't know if they would make a good team against Damage and Crow, but Upson says, alright, man, as a mate, I'll do this, but I'll be honest with you. I'd say we're at a huge disadvantage going against those guys. Don't be so freaking pessimistic. And Junction says, I know, but I think we can do it together. And Upson says, alright then, man, let's do it. Tonight it is. Okay, I'm not sure how I feel about that. So what, we're going to see Junction tagging with Tobias Upson going against Damage and Crow. That's an interesting one for show 25. Wait a minute, we're backstage with T-Unit. And the Rebel says, so far, things are going to plan, Fusher. What? How are they? You just got lucky. And the Rebel says, I think we made the right decision. What are they talking about? And Fusher says, oh yes, we did, Rebel. T-Unit will be the next XWF Tag Division Champions. And the Rebel says, for sure. I just need to beat Skinner next week. You're not going to beat Skinner, Rebel. God's sake. And Fusher says, don't worry. We'll win it. These guys are in frickin' denial. Time to watch a real wrestler make his way down to the ring. And that is Mike the Viper Jacobs, our internet champion. You know, he said he wanted to talk tonight on show 25. He's got something to say. What better time to say it than tonight? So that's what he's doing. He's coming down to the ring. And you know, I just want to say, I think Mike the Viper Jacobs is he's my favorite internet champion that we've had. You know, don't get me wrong, Jacob Drake was a great internet champion. He gave the belt great credibility to start it off. He wrestled some great matches for it. But Mike Jacobs, you know, he's something else. I'm not going to go into how he runs a wrestling school, because we all know that he runs a wrestling school. How freaking good you have to be to run a wrestling school. But, you know, I'm going to stay away from that topic for now. That's what I'm going to talk to you about. Is Mike Jacobs beat Junction, the pay-per-view, at Redemption, to win the Internet Championship. What he's got around his waist right there. You know, Mike Jacobs' words were, I will bring credibility to the Internet Championship, and that is exactly what he did. You know, like I said, he beat Junction of Redemption in a great match. Junction, he gave it his all, but he just couldn't step up to Mike Jacobs. And for the last 2 weeks straight, we've seen both Ryan Moore and Jamie Gregory from Pegasus try their luck against Mike Jacobs, and he shut him down. Now Mike Jacobs is grabbing a microphone. Let's see what he's got to say. He says, ever since I won the Internet Championship, I have made it my quest to bring credibility to the belt. This is exactly what I said. And he says, to make it mean something. Some of the pathetic champions before me, such as Titus Valentine, Kamikaze Junction, they did this belt no favors. But now I am changing that. Now, the last couple of weeks, I beat down the amateurs known as Ryan Moore and Jamie Gregory. Well, why that was all fun and games, it's time to turn it up a notch. This is the 25th episode of XWF Shockwave, so I'm going to give anyone out the back that wants a shot right now. But I only want someone who can walk the walk to accept this challenge. What the hell? Are you freaking kidding me? Steve Connor, Mike Jacobs' tag team partner, his best friend, the man that runs the wrestling school with him. They founded it together. And he's coming down to accept the challenge? I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. I don't even think Mike Jacobs knows what to say. That does not happen very often. Mike Jacobs is not often left without words, but look, he's looking up. And Steve Connor is making his way into the ring, climbing up the stairs. He's grabbed himself a microphone on the way in there. He's obviously going to say something. Mike Jacobs is as surprised as me and as everyone else. And Mike Jacobs says, well, Steve Connor, this is a surprise. And Steve Connor says, you wanted someone who can walk the walk. You wanted someone who will give you a credible match for that belt. Mike Jacobs says, I did, Steve. I did. And you certainly fit that bill. This isn't going to happen. Surely not. And Steve Connor says, damn right I do. So here's what I propose. The Viper versus the Serpent Internet Championship on the line. And all the fans at home and all the guys out the back can have a lesson in real wrestling. And Mike Jacobs says, you're on. Referee, ring the goddamn bell. What the heck? This is happening now? This is crazy. This is a match I never thought I would have seen, but I'm well excited about this match. Mike Jacobs versus Steve Connor, Internet Championship on the line, episode 25. Oh my god, they're locking horns. Who's the stronger man? Steve Connor with headlock here. Mike Jacobs turns it into a waistlock. Look at the technicality of these guys. This is ridiculous. Armbar there. Mike Jacobs turns it into a waistlock of his own. Steve Connor slips under, and he just pushes Mike Jacobs away. And these two just having a little stare down here. They know each other so well. Locking horns. Who's the stronger man when it comes to a tie-up? Mike Jacobs wins with a side headlock. Arm twist reversal from Steve Connor, and Mike Jacobs turns into a waistlock. Hold in the back of Steve Connor, who turns into a headlock. You know, seriously, who's going to win out of these guys? And Mike Jacobs rolls Steve Connor over and gets hooked in again with a waistlock. Goes for a punch. Steve Connor ducks under. These two know each other so well. Nice snapmare there from Steve Connor. Going for a chokehold there, but Mike Jacobs used his head as a battering ram to break out of the hold. Headlock into an armbar, into a waistlock. The technicality of these guys is incredible. And an arm lock here from Steve Connor. Mike Jacobs turns into a headlock. Steve Connor turns into a headlock of his own. I've never seen reversals like this. Mike Jacobs picks Steve Connor up with an atomic drop. And now Mike Jacobs using an Irish whip maneuver. He bounces Steve Connor off the ropes. And look at that, he jumps up with a leg lariat right in the throat of Steve Connor. Great precision. You know, these two are not going to stop going at each other. Look at that. He goes for a shoulder block. He moves out the way. Jacobs slips down on a knee to the face from Steve Connor. Knew exactly what Mike Jacobs was going to do, and he was one step ahead. And now Steve Connor with a headlock. Look at this. Picks Mike Jacobs up. A textbook scoop slam there. Great force. Goes for the cover. That's one. Then a kick out on one. What are these guys going to have to do to keep each other down? Steve Connor slips under Mike Jacobs. Grabbing him around the throat. A sleeper slam maneuver. Great way to take the air out of your lungs of your opponent. And now Steve Connor going under the arm of Mike Jacobs. He picks him up in a textbook shin breakers. Mike Jacobs collapses to the mat. Goes to pick him up. Mike Jacobs pushes him away. Still 99.9% vitality. And now scoop slam of his own by Mike Jacobs. Very similar. I can't tell you whose one was better because they were both perfect. And now Mike Jacobs under the arm. A backdrop, and he falls down onto Steve Connor with added force. Let me tell you a little bit of history of these guys. They both started wrestling when they was 18 years old together, and now years on they run a wrestling school. They are multiple tag team champions as well as singles champions. I mean, that was a vicious scissor sweep. Mike Jacobs' head went right onto the bottom rope there. You know, it could have knocked him clean out. Steve Connor for the cover, that's one. That's two, and a kick out on two by Mike Jacobs. Sorry, let me get back to what I was saying. Both of these guys have held singles titles all around the world. They have put on some of the greatest matches. You know, they're always in the top 100 wrestlers of EFED. You know, each year, Mike Jacobs and Steve Connor normally get put in there. They're just such great wrestlers, and they're a pleasure to watch. But never before would I thought I would see on episode 25 Mike Jacobs versus Steve Connor for the Internet Championship, and that's what we're seeing right here. Mike Jacobs going for a snapmare into a chin lock, but Steve Connor used his head like a battering ram, and now he's turned the tides of the battle with a sit-down neck breaker, dropping Mike Jacobs onto the mat with great force. Steve Connor picks Mike Jacobs up, arm over. Look at that snap suplex with precision. One of the best snap suplexes I've seen, you know, in a long, long time. And Steve Connor staying on the attack with a second snap suplex, crushing the spine of Mike Jacobs. You know, there's a lot of force in a snap suplex. People underestimate the maneuver. And now Steve Connor going for a vertical suplex. Mike Jacobs with a knee to the top of the head, runs in, running DDT, dropping Steve Connor, spiking him right on the top of his head. And a forearm smash there from Mike Jacobs. He runs in, a clothesline on Steve Connor. He's running in again. Oh, Steve Connor turns into a DDT of his own out of nowhere. Mike Jacobs would normally go for that face crusher maneuver. Steve Connor knew what was coming, and he's now turning him up for a serpent strike. But again, Mike Jacobs with a forearm smash, and he runs in with a second clothesline. And now he's going for that facebuster maneuver. Steve Connor slips under. He knew what was coming, and now he's locking in a 4,000 dragon suplex. The signature maneuver of Steve Connor. I don't believe it. And he is turning Mike Jacobs up. He is taunting Mike Jacobs up unless Jacobs can find a way out, which he hasn't. Steve Connor's put him up for the serpent strike. Serpent strike, he nailed it. This has got to be over. New Internet Champion on the horizon. The leg's hooked. That's one. That's two. That's three. No, Mike Jacobs kicks out. Mike Jacobs kicks out of Steve Connor's special maneuver. I don't think anyone saw that coming. I don't think anyone knew, anyone anticipated that Mike Jacobs could kick out of the serpent strike. But he did. And Steve Connor staying on the attack with a forearm smash and a second forearm smash. Mike Jacobs running in. Steve Connor going for an Oklahoma slam. Mike Jacobs turns it into a reverse DDT out of nowhere. What have these guys got to do? You know, they know each other so well. Ultimate German suplex. Oh my God, he nailed it. Mike Jacobs found an opening for the ultimate German suplex, and now he's turning Steve Connor up for a Viperplex. Can Connor find an opening, or is he a sit and duck? Mike Jacobs hooks the arm over. Viperplex, and he nails it in the center of the ring. This could be over, ladies and gentlemen. The leg hooked by Mike Jacobs. That's one. That's two. That's three. No, Steve Connor freaking kicks out the Viperplex. What the hell? What have these guys got to do to keep each other down? You know, I think this could be a match of the year contender right here. These two men just going at each other with everything they've got. Steve Connor brought in there by Mike Jacobs with a short arm clothesline. And Mike Jacobs staying on the attack as he uses the same maneuver. Again, drags him in with a short arm clothesline. Staying on the attack, giving Steve Connor no breathing space. Short arm clothesline, and again, digging him down into the mat, and he gets the leg hooked. That's one. That's two. That's three. No, a kick out again by Steve Connor. So much head and soul in these guys. You know, there's so much mutual respect between them, but they are really going at each other here tonight on XWF 25, a match that I am going to remember for a long time. Goes behind, but goes for a clothesline. Steve Connor ducks under and hits him with a strong haymaker-style punch. Steve Connor using a strong combination of strikes. An Irish whip on Mike Jacobs off the ropes, and Steve Connor with a leg lariat of his own right in the forehead of Mike Jacobs, nearly knocking his head off his freaking neck. And now Steve Connor goes behind with a chop block. You know, Steve Connor's starting to target attacks now at different parts of the body. Picks Mike Jacobs up, an elbow to the chest, and then a jumping Russian leg sweep, and he turns him around into the center of the mat. Steve Connor staying on the attack. He turns Mike Jacobs around, head under the arm, arms around his waist. Look at that backdrop, dropping Mike Jacobs right on the neck and the vertebrae. Vicious maneuver, and he's still staying on the attack. You know, I would have gone for the pin personally, but I ain't a wrestling master like these guys. And Steve Connor, frying pan slap. You know, almost degrading. But I know these guys have got utmost respect for him. Steve Connor going for a dragon suplex. Mike Jacobs using an elbow. And another one to break out of it. He knew what it was coming. And I think if another one hit him, it could have been over. Mike Jacobs went around his waist. Steve Connor turns around, kicks him in the knee. Goes for a waist lock. Mike Jacobs slips behind and kicks him in the knee. Mike Jacobs getting a waist lock here. On Steve Connor goes for a clothesline. Connor ducks underneath. Now side headlock from Steve Connor. Going for an elbow. Mike Jacobs knees him in the stomach. Unbelievable back and forward here from these two men. You never see anything like this from any other wrestlers around the world. Mike Jacobs under the arm. Extreme Terror suplex. And he drops Steve Connor on his freaking head. This could be the beginning of the end as he taunts Steve Connor up for a Viperplex, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. Arm under. He's picking him up for the Viperplex. Steve Connor, a DDT. It freaking dropped him on his head. And now Steve Connor is torning Mike Jacobs up for a serpent strike. Mike Jacobs turns around. Wait a minute. Mike Jacobs to put Steve Connor up. What the hell? Serpent strike. Mike Jacobs hits Steve Connor with his own special maneuver. Mike Jacobs for the leg hook. 1, 2, 3. Mike Jacobs retains the Internet Championship against his tag team partner, Steve Connor, in what, in my personal view, is one of the greatest matches we've ever seen here in the XWF. Look at that spiking DDT reversal from Steve Connor, who then torned Mike Jacobs up. You know, he already had it in the bag, but Mike Jacobs just quickly locked him in and hit Steve Connor with his own special maneuver. And that was enough to get their leg hooked for the 3 count. An amazing match here. Steve Connor and Mike Jacobs hugging. You know, Steve Connor's repping him up, and they celebrate together in the ring. A sign of two great friends, and what a great match here on XWF 25. What a great freaking match. Also up tonight, guys, we got the tag team match. Junction and Tobias Upson against Damage and Crow. And then we've also got the main event of XWF 25. Luke Loins challenges Lord Lore for the World Championship. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. Wait a minute. Jacob Drake approaching Havoc backstage, and he says, "Oi, faggot." He is a faggot. He's a traitor. That's what he is. And Jacob Drake says, "You're a lucky fucker that security broke up our fight last week, because I was about to ruin you." I agree. Jacob Drake would have kicked his ass. And Havoc says, "Oh, shut up, Drake. I've had enough of your little yo this, yo that. You want to fight? Let's make a date, and I'll beat you in the ring. 1, 2, 3. And Jacob Drake says, "Fine. Next week, then." And Havoc says, "Deal, next week. These two are going to fight it out next week. I can't wait for it." And Jacob Drake says, "Make it a street fight, y'all." And he leaves. And Havoc look, "Oh, you ain't happy about that in your frickin' XWA shirt. Frickin' sellout." Hope Jacob Drake kicks his ass. Ladies and gentlemen, next week it's official. Jacob Drake versus Havoc in a street fight. And Jacob Drake can finally get revenge on that guy for being a sellout. You know, CWO gave everything to Havoc, and he screwed him over. Same with Damage. Either way, speak of the frickin' devil. Here comes Damage now, making his way down to the ring.
And I shall be under it when it
Damage
breaks.
and Crow team up tonight to take on Junction and his tag team partner, Tobias Upson. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? Damage is a great wrestler. Arguably one of the greats of all time in not just XWF, but in EFED wrestling. You know, he's come so far. Just like Nightmare, just like Dr. Karn, 3 guys that started off as, you know, nothing, and now they have legacies ahead of them. And what I will say about Damage is I've got a lot of respect for his in-ring style. I know he puts his body on the line a lot, but what I will say is I don't have respect for Damage, is that he screwed the CWO. I'll never forgive him for that. I think he sold himself out of something which could have been great for him in the long run, and now he's joined Tommy T. Thomas for what I think is the wrong reasons. But I'm not going to argue with him. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. But I will say he's going to get what's coming to him somewhere down the line. Damage, if that's how you feel, if that's how you want to play it. And now he's his tag team partner, Crow, making his way down to the ring. You know, Crow is a scary man. Last week, I wouldn't go as far as saying Luke Loins beat Crow easily. It was a very tough battle, and I will say there was a lot of moments in that match where I thought Crow had Luke Loins down. Before he had him, I think Crow definitely had more possession of that match. But what Luke Loins did was he got a roll-up pin out of nowhere. A roll-up pin out of nowhere, and you know, that's not very Luke Loins. He likes to win his matches fair and square, but that roll-up was cheap as hell. Crow didn't see it coming, but you know what? I think Luke Loins had his mind in the right place with that roll-up, because he has been screwed so many times. You know, I'm not saying it's wrong or it's right. Maybe I've supported some of the times that it's been screwed. But I'm starting to maybe think Luke Loins deserves a shot. You know, I don't know why I'm saying this, but maybe it's just because Lord Lore needs his ass put in place and Luke Loins is going against him tonight. I don't know. But I guess we're going to see what happens tonight. Either way, let's focus on this match for now. Damage and Crow. You know, that's a combination you don't want to step in the ring with. We got Junction now making his way down to the ring. Junction, the younger brother of Damage. Two very different wrestlers. The only thing they share is that they both have a taste for hardcore matches. No-holds-barred matches. You know, they're both sadistic. I don't know if it's in their genes, if it's in their DNA. They both like to take bumps. They both like to get put through tables, and it makes them better in the match. I don't know anyone in the world that reinvigorates himself when they get hit in the freaking face with a chair, but that's Damage and Junction for you. But either way, Junction's making his way down to the ring. You know, anyone else would stand on the outside and wait for their partner, but Junction ain't scared. He's getting in the ring. Fair play to the kid. You know, I ain't the biggest Junction fan, but I got respect for him tonight. And I hope maybe he does beat Damage and teach him a little lesson. The fans are definitely behind Junction. You know, this team of Tobias Upson and Junction is definitely something different. You know, I'm looking quite forward to seeing how they work in the ring, actually. And wait a minute, backstage here, Insano waiting outside Upson's locker room. What the hell? Oh, he just grabbed Upson, just threw him into a wall. He's got a freaking match. He's making his way to the freaking match. What the hell is Insano doing? Oh my god. You know, Junction's watching on the screen here, just in shock. As his tag team partner Dash just runs in and drop kicks him in the freaking back. The referee rings the bell. You know, there's no choice. The first punch has been thrown. Junction goes on without a partner here now, as Damage just drags him in and clotheslines him. Damage taking the unfair early start advantage, now just stomping on the elbow of his brother Junction. This is not good for Junction. Side headlock from Damage. You know, Junction did not see this coming as Damage slams his head onto his knee. Sickening display from Damage as he bounces Junction off the rope. Just runs in, single leg dropkick right in the chest cavity of Junction, knocking him to the mat. And now Damage throws Junction into their tag team corner and tags in Crow. This is vicious as they bounce him off the ropes. Clothesline spear combo, oh my god. Junction almost snapped in half. And now Crow taking control of Junction as he slips behind him. Look at this. Customized Russian leg sweep as he slams him down onto the mat. Poor Junction. The fans are looking scared for the health of Junction. 2-on-1. Unnecessary beat to the stomach and chest there with the knees of Crow. And look at this. Look at this. He puts his arm over his head. And look at that vertical suplex from Crow. Look at the strength. Dropping down with horrific power. Shattering the spinal structure of Junction. Leg hooked 1, 2, and Junction kicks out. The kid has got heart and soul. You know, he's got the odds stacked against him. He managed to block the kick. Use an elbow reversal, going for a punch, and Crow just knife edge chops him to the ground. You know, as I was saying, the odds are stacked against him, but he's fighting on. Crow with a scoop slam into a reverse DDT. Absolutely vicious. Leg hooked for the cover. That's 1. That's 2. That's a kick out by Junction. A freaking kick out. Junction, just stay down, man. You got nothing to prove by winning this match anymore. Oh, a stomach buster by Crow. This is horrific. An absolute beatdown of Junction. You know, you gotta have props for him for even kicking out the pins, a shoulder block. You've gotta have props for him for trying to kick out the pins. But Junction, for your own health, just let the match end. Oh my god! Crow with a big boot to the face of Junction as he collapses to the mat. Junction, just stay down. Junction reaches out for the ropes. Why is he doing this to himself? Why is he doing this to himself? Crow with a clothesline. He picks Junction up and another clothesline. Oh my god. You know, I don't know how much more of a beatdown Junction can take. And now Crow just throwing Junction into the tag team corner again. And Junction double feeding, pushing Crow away, and reverse spinning elbow there, knocking Crow off his feet. Junction is trying his best. Crow went for a punch. Oh my god, a massive German suplex from Junction. Junction, the kid, he is going for it. He is going for it. He's outnumbered. Look at that, Northern Light suplex. That's 1. That's two, and Crow kicks out. You know, you gotta give props to the guy. He is outnumbered, but he's going for a springboard off the rope. A kick right in the jaw of Crow. Junction going for the cover again. That's, oh, not even a one. Not even a one from the resilient man known as Crow. Junction picks Crow up, goes for a knife edge chop. Crow blocks it, and now Crow with the assault of heavy strikes here. You know, Junction had a great start there. A great make for a comeback. But Crow has just cut him down to size, and now he tags in Damage. This is horrific. Look at this. Crow bouncing Junction off the rope. A scissor sweep takedown. Elbow to the back by Damage. You know, Junction, he had a slight second of offense. A slight moment where it looked like maybe he was going to make a comeback. Oh, wait a minute. Blocking Damage's punch. Now going for his own combination of attacks here. Punching Damage, spin around, discus forearm. Punching Damage into the corner. Attacking him with knife edge chops here right across the chest. Damage's chest red already from the force. Throws him into the other corner. Junction, a forearm smash to the face of Damage. And now Junction mounting punches to the back of the head. You know, Junction, you gotta give it to him. He is fighting like he's never fought before. Knife edge chops, again, forearm smashes. Damage blocks it. Oh, what the hell, he trips him up by his leg. Steps over and just leg snaps him. Absolutely vicious. Oh my god, Damage is turning him up for a brain damage. This is not looking good. What the hell? Freaking Nightmare's pyro. Nightmare's coming out on the stage. What is his business here? The owner's not going to be happy about this. Damage looking at Nightmare. Oh, and a fork in the road from Junction. Nightmare distraction. Now Nightmare running down to the ring. You know, his appearance distracted Damage and gave Junction a second to hit the fork in the road. Nightmare on the apron saying, Junction, tag me in. You know, I don't think Junction trusts Nightmare, but he gives him the tag anyway. And the ref said, fine, because that evens the playing field. And Nightmare's a legal man in this match now. Second clothesline there. Planting Damage into the floor. I'm not sure what the owner's going to say about Nightmare helping Junction as he spears Damage there. Now a side headlock from Nightmare. Kick to the stomach of Damage. Double axe handle to the back. A clothesline to the back of the head. Damage collapses to the mat. Trying to make his way up to his feet. He didn't expect Nightmare to be here. Nightmare locks in and captures suplex on Damage. Absolutely vicious move. Nightmare turns around. Grabs Crow. Guillotines him off the apron. Crow crumbles to the outside. Nightmare runs in. Trips Damage up with a scissors sweep. Nightmare's on freaking fire here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Stamping on the calf of Damage. Oh, Crow's not happy. He's grabbed the chair. He's not happy. Damage rolls out the ring. And Nightmare's just looking over the top rope at Damage. Oh, Crow's sneaking up behind him with the chair. The referees ended the match. Oh, Junction elbows Crow. Prevents him from using the chair. Crow rolls out the ring and is just staring at Junction. Just staring at him. Junction's staring him back. He ain't scared. He ain't backing down. And now Nightmare's just staring at Damage. Damage just looking back. These four men just staring at each other. The ref has ended the match because Crow brought that chair in. It ends in a no contest. But, you know, I don't know what to think about Nightmare helping Junction here tonight. Crow and Damage have left the arena now. And Nightmare and Junction turn around to face each other. What's going to happen here? They're just looking each other in the eyes. They're both looking a bit wary, and Nightmare's leaving. Nightmare leaves the ring. Look at that, just staring back at Junction. Junction doesn't know what to think. And Nightmare just looks at him and leaves. No words. No nothing from these two men. It's almost, you know, almost deja vu from last show when Nightmare and Junction and Luke Loins were in the ring after they saved him. But, ladies and gentlemen, all we got up next, the final part of our 25th show, Luke Loins versus Lord Lore. And that is kicking off right now as Luke Loins makes his way down to the ring. No shirt on. You know, normally he has a little shirt on down to the ring. None of that today. Because Luke Loins is serious. He is ready. Are we going to see a new world champion? I don't know. You know, Lord Lore, there's no denying that he is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Ever. You know, he's beaten some of the biggest names in the industry. He came to the XWF, and yes, he did have an interference from Damage, but he did win the title on his first ever match, and he did beat Nightmare, and to his credit, he beat Nightmare twice more since that match. And then he also defended the World Championship against A-Bomb twice in a row. And here's the man we're talking about, Lord Lore, making his way down to the ring. You know, no fear in this man, no second thought about who he's facing. Nothing crosses this man's mind apart from, I will win this match. And that's it. You know, he calls himself the lethal litigator, and I think that name, that moniker definitely fits him, because he is lethal. He is a very lethal man. But what I will say is I think Luke Loins is looking very prepared for this, and when he said earlier, right at the beginning of this show, I am cashing my #1 contendership in tonight, you know, I think he knew tonight, show 25, if there's any better night to do it, I don't know of one. Because show 25 is a big show, you know. We build up so many matches, so much time and effort's gone into the XWF. I think if Luke Loins was to become the champion tonight on this stage, at this show, I think that would go down in history books. You know, Luke Loins has never been a champion here of any title here in the XWF. Could this be his moment tonight, ladies and gentlemen? The ref rings the bell. Luke Loins and Lord Lore just staring each other down here. Just looking into the eyes of each other, and Lord Lore on the attack here with heavy fist. Luke Loins blocks it, throwing punches of his own, like a kick to the stomach. Lord Lore blocks another punch, and now Lord Lore, heavy combination of punches. Luke Loins, these two men just throwing punches at each other. Lord Lore blocks the kick, and oh my god! Massive clothesline, taking Luke Loins off his freaking feet, and another clothesline. The power of Lord Lore is horrific. Big boot, oh my god! Right in the jaw of Luke Loins. Not a great start from Luke Loins. He squared up, and Lord Lore took offense. Oh my god! Look at that leg lariat. Not something you see Lord Lore do every day. You know, he's really bringing out all the stops because this is a big match. He knows it. He knows Luke Loins is one of the most well-recognized XWF superstars. And what you've also got to think is Luke Loins is homebred here in the XWF. You know, Nightmare, Damage, you know, some of the other guys around, they've been in other federations in the past. Luke Loins is XWF homegrown, just like Junction. These guys are born here in the XWF, and they have grown here in the XWF. And if there's anyone, in my personal opinion, that has made the biggest impact, that has made the biggest improvement in their career since starting here in the XWF, I think it's Luke Loins. I do. You know, I slagged him off a lot, but I think Luke Loins is deserving, or he's at least close to being deserving of the World Heavyweight Championship. And I think if he pulls it out tonight, I think the fans would go crazy. I really do. And Lord Lore staying on the attack here. You know, I'm not turning into a pussy just because I'm voting for Luke Loins in this match. You know, I'm not saying Luke Loins is my best mate. I ain't going to buy him freaking Christmas presents. I ain't going to take him down the pub for a drink. No, I'm just saying I think he deserves this match. And Luke Loins blocks a Lord Lore suplex there with the leg and flips him over himself. Nice textbook suplex there from Luke Loins. You know, he's been through a lot of crap. Nice calf kick. He's been through a lot of crap in his career. Maybe at hands of people I like, but I think Luke Loins understands that this is his moment. I do. I do believe it. Luke Loins side headlock on Lord Lore. Picks Lord Lore up. Look at that backbreaker pendulum style. Nice move execution for the cover. That's one. And a kick out on one by Lord Lore, the World Heavyweight Champion. It's going to take more to keep him down. Nice textbook dropkick there from Luke Loins. You know, Luke Loins has seen him very focused in this match as he throws Lord Lore into the corner. Clothesline, drags him out, a bulldog. Nice maneuver. The fans are on their feet for Luke Loins. Wait a minute, we're hearing that Tommy T. Thomas has just added a no disqualification stipulation to this match. Oh, I love how we can just add frickin' stipulations out of thin air suddenly. For God's sake, that's a joke. And Lord Lore, a snapmare into an elbow to the back of Luke Loins' head. And oh, how convenient. Now Lord Lore's going to take advantage of the fact that this match is now a no disqualification match, and he goes under the apron. He's got himself a steel chair. Luke Loins, springboard off the top rope, clothesline to the outside, planting Lord Lore onto the mat. Luke Loins has got that chair, and he's now just using that chair against him. 3 vicious shots as Lord Lore is still getting to his feet. Luke Loins hits him in the stomach with the chair. Oh, he's lining him up. DDT on the outside onto a steel chair. I'm betting Tommy T. Thomas didn't add that stipulation now. Luke Loins is taking full credibility for it. Oh, and look at that. He just throws Lord Lore over them steel stairs. What is Luke Loins doing? Climbing onto the top rope. Spear to the outside. Plants Lord Lore onto the mat on the outside. Absolutely vicious moves from Luke Loins. He is going all out. This is the eyes. This is the nature of a man that is hungry for the XWF World Heavyweight Championship. A man that has had that opportunity taken from him too many times before, and he is turning Lord Lore up to hell and back. Could it happen? Oh, Lord Lore slips under. He saw it coming, and he punches Luke Loins in the back of the head, runs in and clotheslines him. Luke Loins, great offense early on, but Lord now shutting down the system and bringing in the pain with the variations of different clotheslines. He runs in, Luke Loins slips onto that clothesline. Neck breaker, beautiful reversal from Luke Loins. Look at this springboard, second row bodies press there. Planning cross body style move, and now getting the leg hooked. That's one. That's two. Now to kick out on two by Lord Lore. Still not quite enough to keep the World Heavyweight Champion down, but Luke Loins going for a flurry of punches. Lord Lore blocks with a heavy fist of his own. Punches Luke Loins onto the rope. Irish whip maneuver. What's Lord Lore got planned? Hip toss. Crushing Luke Loins down with aggressive force. And he picks Luke Loins up and punches him into the corner. Look at these shoulder thrusts. And now Lord Lore, vicious clotheslines to the throat of Luke Loins, really knocking the air out of him. Look at these clotheslines, relentless. Lord Lore just absolutely hammering Luke Loins and lets him go, and he collapses to the mat. You know, them biceps are full of power, and Lord Lore just used them to full advantage. And what the hell? Lord Lore now grabbing them steel stairs. Luke Loins is in a bad place right now. Lord Lore moves them steel stairs into the ring. He grabs him. Luke Loins is getting to his feet. Oh my God! He just clocks Luke Loins right in the temple with them steel stairs. And now Lord Lore getting him out. Wait, are we live? Are we live? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. A camera got freaking taken out there. Lord Lore just carelessly threw the steel stairs. Take out a freaking camera. Is he gonna pay for that out of his paycheck? Probably freaking not. For God's sake. Either way, we're back live here on XWF 25, and Lord Lore really taking the fight to Luke Loins here with these boxing style punches and a vicious ones in the face. Underhook in the arm. Look at that hip toss. Oh my God. Just shattering the skeletal structure of Luke Loins there. And now Lord Lore making his way under the ring again. What's he got? Oh my God, he's got a freaking table. This match is getting dangerous by the second. This is getting terrible. Lord Lore now with that table, setting it up. You know, if Luke Loins goes through this table, this could be the end of this match as we know it. Oh no, Luke Loins trying to get to his feet. Lord Lore's taking him under his arm and just throws him into that turnbuckle. What has Lord Lore got planned? He turns Luke Loins around. Oh no. He's putting him up to the top rope. He is putting him up. Lord Lore steps up, punches him into the back. Oh, head under the arm. Back up through the table. Oh my God. Oh my freaking God, this has got to be over. The leg is hooked. That's one. That's two. That's three. Luke Loins kicks out. The fans go crazy. Luke Loins somehow found the way out of that backdrop through the table. I don't know how he did it, but Lord Lore's not happy about it. He is stalking him for swift justice. He runs in. Luke Loins, the hell and back. Out of nowhere. He nails it. He nails the hell and back on Lord Lore. The leg is hooked. That's one. That's two. That's three. No. Lord Lore kicked out in the last millisecond. I don't know how he did it. You know, what do these guys got to do to keep each other down? A wise man did once say to me, when the World Heavyweight Championship is on the line, you become a superhuman. And what the hell? Damage has just run down. He's got in the ring. It's no disqualifications. He's allowed. Head on the Luke Loins arm. Oh, give me a break. No way. No way. Brain damage. Luke Loins has just been screwed again. I don't believe this. Leg hooked. That's one. That's two. That's three. Oh my God. Disappointment in the fans' eyes. Disappointment in my eyes. Disappointment as... No. XWF 25, a landmark show. It was going so well. It cannot end on freaking Damage, who seems to now be the man that screws everyone over. Just hits the brain damage on Luke Loins, and Lord Lore gets the cover. That is sickening. And whoa, we're back live here. Oh, give me a break. Lord Lore sends Damage out the ring to get a chair. Lore is torn the fans. They're booing him. Damage with vicious chair shots to the chest of Luke Loins. Totally unprovoked. This is sickening. Wait a minute, we're backstage now. Matt King and Junction. And Matt King says, where do you think you're going to go now? Where do you think you're trying to go? You can still see Damage just using that chair on Luke Loins. And Junction says, well, how about I go and even the odds down in the ring, seeing as it's 2-on-1 out there at the moment. And Matt King says, you have no business down in the ring. Oh, let him freaking go down. It's 2-on-1. And Matt King says, Luke Loins messed with the wrong people, and he's paying for it. So I suggest if you want to stay in good health, you leave now. Oh my God. Luke Loins is just taking a beating in the ring. This is not fair. And Junction says, I can't agree to that, I'm afraid. Matt King says, fine, that's your choice. Oh, what the hell? Matt King just grabbed Junction, just threw him into that vending machine. Oh my god. Oh, what the hell is Matt King doing? He just kicked Junction in the stomach. Oh, what the hell? Powerbomb. Powerbomb for the vending machine. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is not a show 25. The ref's running over, just checking on Junction, who's just decimated on the ground from that power bomb. This is sickening. This is sickening. Damage still with that chair in the ring, just decimating Luke Loins with it. What the hell? Oh, here comes Nightmare. Nightmare running down to the ring to make the save to help Luke Loins. Oh, Crow from the crowd. Crow, oh my god, no. What the hell? Oh my god, Crow just took Nightmare out. This is disgusting. And Damage still with them chair shots. And Lord says that's enough. Give me the chair. Oh my Lord with a chair shot to the stomach of Luke Loins. This is sickening. Crow just throws Nightmare into the crowd to get him out the way. Crow almost guarding the ring here. While Lord and Damage just pick Luke Loins apart. Look at this Lord holding his arms and Damage just striking him. Someone needs to come down. Anyone needs to help Luke Loins here. Someone. What the hell? What the hell? How is this freaking possible? This is the first time I'm ever happy to hear this entrance music. It's Dr. Khan. How is this possible? He's running down the stage. Crow going for the interception. Stethoscope kick to the chest of Crow. He did not see that coming. Karn running down. Damage getting out the ring. Now Damage trying to intercept Karn. Stethoscope kick to Damage. Karn is on fire. You know, I don't know how this is possible and I'm not arguing. Karn slides in the ring. Lord for the clothesline. Karn ducks under. Left hand strikes here. He grabs Lord, throws him over the top rope. Lord crumbles to the outside. Dr. Karn helps Luke Loins up to his feet. How is this possible? I don't know. He's fired, but Nightmare's got a freaking chair. He's chasing him up the stage. Look at this. Nightmare, Dr. Karn, and Luke Loins just staring him down. Damage, Lord and Crow at the top of the stage. This is RXWF. Get out of here. That's what Nightmare just said. Thank you for watching XWF 25, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I don't know what to say about what events just happened. I don't know what the repercussions are going to be on XWF 26, but make sure you fucking tune in, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching.